How is Antarctic research different from Arctic research? Have you ever wondered how research in the Antarctic differs from that in the Arctic? Both regions are fascinating, yet they present unique challenges and opportunities for scientists. Let's break down these differences in geography, climate, ecosystems, human presence, and geopolitics. First, the geographical setting sets the two apart. Antarctica is a continent covered by a thick ice sheet and surrounded by the Southern Ocean. In contrast, the Arctic is primarily an ocean, covered by sea ice and surrounded by landmasses like Canada and Russia. This distinction means that Antarctic research often focuses on a vast landmass, while Arctic research tends to center around oceanic environments. Next, let's talk about climate. Antarctica is known for its extreme cold, with winter temperatures plunging as low as -89 degrees Celsius. This makes it the coldest continent on Earth. The Arctic, however, experiences milder winters, averaging around -40 degrees Celsius. These temperature differences significantly influence how research is conducted in each region. When it comes to ecosystems, the differences are equally striking. The Arctic supports a tundra biome with vegetation such as mosses and lichens. It is home to indigenous populations like the Inuit and various marine life, including seals and polar bears. On the other hand, Antarctica has no indigenous human inhabitants, and its terrestrial vegetation is minimal. The marine life here includes penguins, seals, and whales, which differ from the Arctic species. Human presence and infrastructure also vary greatly. The Arctic has permanent indigenous communities and established settlements. In contrast, Antarctica only hosts temporary scientific research stations, with around 1,000 researchers living at more than 40 bases. These researchers conduct seasonal or year-round studies, but there is no permanent population. Research focus and challenges reflected these differences as well. Antarctic research often emphasizes glaciology, climate history through ice cores, and marine biology in a largely untouched environment. The extreme cold and isolation requiring specialized equipment and logistics. Arctic research, however, includes studying sea ice dynamics and the impact of climate change on ecosystems and indigenous peoples, highlighting more direct human-environment interactions. Lastly, let's consider the geopolitical context. Antarctica is governed by an international treaty system that prohibits military activity and mineral mining, promoting peaceful scientific cooperation. The Arctic involves multiple sovereign nations with indigenous rights and resource interests, making the geopolitical landscape more complex. In summary, Antarctic research is distinct from Arctic research due to Antarctica's unique status as a remote, ice-covered continent with no indigenous population, extreme climate, and specific ecosystems. This requires specialized scientific approaches and international collaboration focused on preserving its environment. The Arctic's ocean-centered geography, human communities, and milder climate shape a different research landscape with its own priorities and challenges.